So, 4 defeats on the spin for Liverpool, and it would appear that their results are finally reflecting their performances. Even when they were winning games earlier on in the season, they were having to scrape by with late winners in games where they really weren't that great. 4 consecutive defeats in the Premier League, I should clarify. Obviously, they beat Frankfurt 5-1 in midweek, but there is that classic saying, don't change a winning team. And has Arne Slot tampered too much with the squad that won him the Premier League last season? They've spent a lot of big money on players with massive reputations, and it's not quite coming together just yet. I'm not one of these people that thinks because they haven't scored in their first 2 games they're a flop. Obviously it's going to take time to gel this new squad together, but he's brought a lot of players in, and if you want to compete with Arsenal and Man City year in, year out, you've got to make sure that those players are firing relatively quickly, because you can't afford to lose too many points to those teams, because playing catch up to Arsenal and Man City, who you guarantee are probably going to get near the 90-point mark, is a very, very tall order. The only signing you would say that has hit the ground running is probably Ekitike. He's had a fantastic start. Was it 5 goals already that he's got? Isak and Wirtz, it hasn't quite happened for them yet, but I'm sure they'll come good in time. I know Isak didn't really have a proper pre-season, so it's about sort of building him up to where he should be. Kerkez has had a pretty difficult start. He's had a really tough few games. Maybe it's worth them putting Andy Robertson in for a couple of games, just take Kerkez out the firing line and give Liverpool something solid on that left-hand side. I don't know. But to go from 5 straight wins to 4 straight defeats is a massive concern, especially given, like I said earlier, in those 5 wins, they didn't look particularly convincing in any of them. So yeah, definitely a lot for Arne Slot to ponder and work on. It's going to be a massive, massive season for him. Obviously, he won the league last year with a squad that he pretty much inherited from Jurgen Klopp, and now he's having to put his own stamp on it, and it hasn't quite started the way he planned. So definitely a lot of work for Arne Slot to do. But I'm sure they've got a lot of players in there that I think are far too good not to come good at some point. And I think also as well, a rather sensitive point, but obviously the loss of Diogo Jota over the summer, you know, you've got to wonder what kind of psychological impact that's had on the players that knew him well and are obviously good friends with him. You know, to lose a teammate, to lose a friend over that summer break is going to have a massive impact on that squad, and you just wonder how much that loss is affecting the players on the pitch, because that could potentially be a factor as well. You know, we all deal with grief in different ways. It impacts every aspect of our lives, and, you know, professional footballers are no different. So you've got to wonder whether that's having some kind of impact on the squad as well. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting few weeks for Liverpool, you know, to see if they can finally get a win, get back on track and try and get some momentum going. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a massive test for Arne Slot these few weeks, and let's see if they can come through it.